Hello, how are we all doing?
We're all doing fine.
Thank you. Well, getting to it,
Good,
we're
good.
going to be going over the truths and some of the myths about credit card today. So, the message behind that title is because when you buy right and you pay it wrong, we still have a problem. So, we want to show you guys how to do things correctly, how you can make the most out of the money and out of your credit cards.
Yes, because the assets we buy, I mean, our sentences, you need to buy right, and also you need to pay the best way possible with the best type of loan, the best type of payment. Because we know that most of you guys are from the investor mind side. So you want to invest, not only eliminate that. Okay. So credit cards, and we need your energy. So what do we know about credit cards? What do you guys know with the credit cards? What is important for you, the credit cards, guys? What do you like credit cards?
Not all at once, please, please.
You don't use credit cards. David, what is good about credit cards? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, what is good about credit cards?
It's very important because it help you with everything.
Yes, especially if you know how to use them.
It's digital.
Mm-hmm.
Sima, your culture. Tell us about your culture. Sima, your culture use credit cards?
Yes, it helps me not to carry money everywhere, and I can buy beyond my limit for that time and then pay off.
So we know usually that the average person knows the credit cards, has a credit limit, has a balance, has a due date. That's what we know. And we're going to go through some phases a bit different when you go in credit cards. The rat race. The rat race, I mean, for me, it was a very important concept when I learned it. If you use your credit card wrong, if you use your money wrong, credit card is money. If you use it wrong, you stay in the rat race. The rat race is you pay bills, and you keep on paying bills, and you make money. I don't like that. We need to have money for freedom. We need to have money for our kids. We need to have money for our vacation. And that's why I know all you guys are here, like, to get more out of our money.
Yeah. And talking about getting more of our money, when we look at the formula on the screen, it's income equals expenses and our credit card minimum payment. This is just to reiterate, to confirm to us that we're not just telling you guys, make more money, get a side hustle, go sell this, open a new business, and so you can make more money and pay off your credit cards. That's too easy. We're asking you to use the money that you already have, put it in your credit cards, and then with the leftovers, you can go elsewhere.
The investment. That's it. So you have your money for investment, you can still use it for investment. You don't need to use it for your expenses or your credit card. The concept is that, because like she was saying, we want to deal with equal. My income is equal my expenses and my credit card payments. That's average American. Like, I don't have more months at the end of the month. I have bills. Not good.
Continuing in that rat race or in that cycle.
So now we're going to really learn the credit cards, and we're going to play a game. Okay. We're going to take a paper, please, guys. Take something there, take a pencil, and you need to write the answer. We're not going to ask you yet the answer, so don't worry. But you need to know the answer.
But be honest. If you know it, Write it down. If you don't, be honest with yourself. We're not going to reprimand you. That's why we're here learning. So,
First question, Erianna.
on that paper, you're going to answer, how many credit cards should I have to have an excellent credit score? By excellent, I mean strong. It's not just on one card, it's perfect. I mean a strong credit score. How many cards should I have?
Write the answer.
2 seconds.
Second answer, so this one you should have it because you've been in our meetings. What is the optimal utilization percentage that I need to have so when I use my credit cards, I get positive positive report to my credit score. So if my credit score goes up, you need to go up. I know you guys all want to be at 800. So what is the optimal utilization percentage that I need to have so my credit score keep on going up?
Seconds.
0%.
Yes, a percentage.
And now, how many?
10 or 0%.
No, you don't answer now. You write on the paper. You write on the paper. And then at the end, you need to tell me you have an answer for all the questions. Then we let you talk.
Don't spoil it.
Okay.
So our following question is, how many times a year should you pay your credit cards, or can you pay your credit cards? Keeping in mind, again, we're talking about being optimal. Write it down. Don't say it.
Payments. How many times can I get away with payment? We don't like to pay, so usually as little as I can. Okay, this is a very important question that people can answer, and then we'll ask you this to answer this. How to cancel out minimum payments from my monthly payment, the cash flow, my monthly obligations. How to cancel out my minimum payments from my monthly obligations with the same amount of money. With the same formula. I don't have extra money, I only have my expenses and my minimum payments. How do I cancel out my minimum payments? And last one but not least.
And our last one is, do credit cards charge you simple or compound interest? Now that we have all of our answers written down and we were all honest,
who knows all the answers?
you can put it in the chat, you can raise your hand, talk.
Who has all the answers? Or tell me who is already out and then we go one. Does anybody has all the answers?
All the answers that we think they're correct, but we're all hesitant.
Yes, any answer that you could add is correct or incorrect, doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. But who has an answer for all the 5 questions?
4 out of 5.
Usually I tell you guys, we do this in a room with 80 people. Unless you've been in one of our seminars before, our workshops, very few people can answer all those questions. I would say less than 5% out of 100. But let's go one by one. Whoever feels comfortable answer it. Let's share the knowledge with the group. First question
was, how many credit cards should I have in order to have an excellent credit? If anyone can answer by unmuting themselves or in the chat, we have it open right here. I got one here that says 3.
3 is one answer. Everybody like that answer, or do we change the answer? Sima, how many cards, Sima?
I think number doesn't matter, it's the amount of total credit.
I tell you, it doesn't matter because they ask you when you're going to do a loan, it called trade lines. How many trade lines do you have? It's not the same to have $100,000 credit card than to have 3 credit cards. At one time, I was able to do a loan for a house just because my client had LA Fitness, and that was counting as a trade line that he was paying. So no, it doesn't matter how many you have. And the mix also, they like a lot the mix, not only credit cards, car payments, installments. So the correct answer, guys, is 30 or more. If you want to have 800 credit score soon, fast, you need 30 credit cards. 30 trade lines could be also.
Oh my God.
Yes, we were in a seminar yesterday, and these people knew what I was talking about. They do hundreds of credits per month, and they confirmed that 30 trade lines to have 800 credit score. Can you have it without that? Yes, because credit score is time on this, but the number is 30. And that's why it was so important for us, like, get out of the fear of hard credit cards. Credit cards don't hurt you. We hurt each other. Second question, optimal interest utilization, percentage utilization. What is the optimal utilization you should have?
%10%?
Fiore, what happened to Fiore? Fiore was saying the answer before. We had 10%. Are we agreeing with 10%?
They put 30 here.
30.
30, 10.
David, you need to know this by heart because all your clients need to be there. So is the correct answer is less than 10%. 30% is good, 20 is good, but if you want to, remember, the question is, I want to increase my credit. I'm going after 800 credit score. So it's 10%.
And this isn't all throughout the month. You have to have 10%. You can use your card more than that, but just when the credit bureau checks your card at that date, which is not the same date as your due date or the closing, you want to have 10%.
But
Our next question was, how many times a year should you pay credit cards? Could you pay credit cards? What's the minimum amount of times? Seems like a blatant answer.
12
12 is
every month.
good. Minimum is a minimum maximum. Yes, 12. There's 12 months. There's 12 statement. So 12 is an okay answer. But now we are with the Mastery 101 group. That's not the answer.
7?
7 is a good number. It's 3 and 4. 3 elements. Three powers, 4 elements. Fiora, are you okay with 7? Yes, be quietly. 7 is the correct answer. We pay credit cards only 7 times a year. Why is so important? Because if you pay only 7 times, you have more money to pay them than if you pay 12 times.
And we do understand why you said the 12. There's 12 months. You pay once a month. But when you take into account the extra days, the little grace period that they give you,
when you go into when you do our master system, you pay only 7 times your credit cards. Proxima is the very important because we need to know what is compound interest. We need to know what is simple interest. But answer, what is credit card? Is simple interest or compound interest?
Compound interest.
should put simple in the chat. So we have compound, we have simple.
It's a very,
Compound.
it's a very tricky question, okay? The answer is both. Because you should, I mean, if you are a math teacher, and that's because I've been in seminars, guys, I'm not that smart. I mean, I'm repeating what I learned. But what happened is, if you look at a month, it's straight simple. They charge you, yeah, periodic daily, but for that month, they charge you interest based on your balance per month. But what happened with the portions you don't pay?
What happens with the balance you carry?
The balance you carry, the interest that they put, but you didn't pay enough. You didn't pay more. So you put more money and it goes, you didn't pay it, you owe it, goes back to principal. So now on the second month, now it becomes compound. They add all the interest you didn't pay. So it becomes principal plus how much you owe. And that's when it becomes, by definition, compound interest, because I'm charging you interest on principal plus on interest. Plus late fees and plus. So it's a tricky question. Both are correct, but to answer correctly, you say per month is simple. Per year is compound and more. And that's when it becomes very a trap, because if you're paying compound interest, you're paying a lot of interest. It doesn't matter if you don't know the formula, which I still don't know. I don't remember the formula either, but just remember this. Compound interest is a lot of money. So we cannot pay interest on debts. You remember what we say, also mortgage is compound is the same. So guys, we did okay. We did okay with the answers. At least we know
It did good.
more.
I'll give you guys credit. We did good.
Okay, this part, guys, because some of you were in the workshop that day. Remember, this is our first English, so we want to repeat it. Because, yes, like every document, many times we receive, we don't read everything. And I'm going to, because of timing, I'm going to tell you how, for now on, please, you need to read your statements like this. First, when they tell me in black and in very big numbers, these are the original layout design of the American Express. But look, on the left, they tell you big numbers. Doesn't matter, you owe $10,000. Your minimum payment due is $371. Yes, pay me that by this day. By this day. They're telling you, please pay me only $371. And don't worry, you feel okay, because you're paying all your bills. In the small letters that we never read in any contracts, like that
Because it's so easy. It's so easy to just put the minimum payment. Maybe sometimes I'll put a little bit more.
Yes,
in these small letters.
What they tell us in the small letter?
To our face, they're telling us if you have a non-plan balance, that's when
you pay 23 years and 34,000. It's written there. I can guarantee you, if I go and I talk to this person when they came to us and like, how do I pay that? How do I get rid of this? There's no way in her mind he knew that he was paying this for 23 years. He was paying 34,000, and this is planet Utopia. How many times can you keep on using the credit card?
Never. You
Never.
can't touch it ever again.
You can touch it for 23 years, but you still need to pay it every month. That's when it becomes a trap. That's when it becomes compound interest. On the right side.
This crazy part, they're telling us, aside from the fees and new charges, the interest that they're charging us is $269. Keep in mind, our minimum payment was $371. So what they're telling us is that you're only paying towards your actual debt $100.
How are you going to eliminate a debt that you owe for $10,420 without touching it for 10 years and paying only $100 toward principal? Guys, unless you have a system, unless you are disciplined, that's when credit cards become a problem. And it's because we don't read the statement, because it has to hurt you. I mean, for me, it has to hurt you, but that you realize that you paying only $100, and because they're charging you $269, you cannot go home and say, "Oh, I did great. I paid $400, almost $400 to my $10,000 debt." No, you didn't pay $400. You pay only $100.
Now, I've talked with my friends who, we're in college. Most of us, I'm kind of the anomaly. I have a dad who has been teaching me credit cards for a while. But when I speak to my friends and I ask them about it, they don't even know this part. They have a balance on a Victoria's Secret card. And I show them these little tiny writings and they're shocked. Which, fair, again, it's your first card. When I talk to their parents, they don't know it. And that's what's crazy to me. But that's why, again, we're here. We're doing good. We're learning.
No, I mean, remember, when you go a generation back, I mean, I came to this country, I didn't know what a credit card was. And that's the biggest problem, because like, how are you going to teach your kids how to manage debt when you don't know what it was, when you don't read this correctly? That's why the people say rich people have money because they have the rules of the money. They understand money.
Nice. Halfway.